Oh my god, this trick play is absolutely gorgeous, and despite the tricky nature of the whole shebang, as long as this little toss got over the head of the holder smoothly, it actually had no chance to fail. And if you're wondering how I can be so confident, let me take you into Wisconsin's special team scheme. What we're going to break down is what kind of rush they bring when the kicking team is on the hash, and what they're going to do is bring a rush from the field side. Pretty much whatever side has more distance to the sideline, that's the one that they're going to bring a 6-man rush to. They're going to leave one linebacker over the top on that side, and then on the weak side, they're going to pressure with a 4-man rush with one guy to loop back to potentially pick up the block. So on average, this is a pretty good base look. It's good to have a nice textbook block like this, but there's like one tiny whiny little problem, and that's the fact that that's literally everything that Wisconsin runs all the time. I went back and watched every single field goal block they ran last year, and every time they're on the hash, it was the exact same look with possibly 2 exceptions, which was against Iowa, where one time instead of bringing the 4th guy off the backside, they instead have him sit back as an additional 2nd level protection, and the other time it might have just been confusion because nobody looked like they knew what was going on, but they brought like 9 to the strong side, which is a little bit unusual, and try to shift some guys around and shift back. Like I said, that's probably just a mistake, but for the case, I'm gonna count it. But aside from that, literally everything was the exact same. Linebackers, location, triple teaming the field side guard, single pressure in all the other gaps, with the field side rusher taking a hard angle to try to block the kick. Literally copy and paste game in, game out. So no matter how good you think your scheme is, if you never switch it up, literally ever, teams should and will scheme one up against you. And here's what Western Michigan does, and I absolutely love it. So the obvious weak part of a rush like this is going to be that the 2 guys to the field side are going to be rushing full speed to have a chance to block the kick. So their ability to change directions is pretty limited, which is why you put the linebacker on that side to dissuade some tomfoolery, but Western Michigan was not so easily dissuaded. The scheme that needs to happen is that you have to do something to keep the edge rushers on their path, aka don't alert them too early to the fake. This is going to happen by Wisconsin's holder catching the ball and placing it to make it look normal. Next, you're going to want to attack the edge to avoid that very off chance that they hold back that backside linebacker, which, fun fact, they don't. What a twist, I know. And that is going to happen by, instead of handing the ball up the middle, the kicker is going to sprint out and the holder is going to throw the ball over his head. And then finally, you've got to find a way to handle the field side linebacker, which is going to happen by the wing giving a little chip block and then immediately going to the 2nd level to get the linebacker taken care of. And ultimately, the X factor in all of this was Domsky's great decision making and honestly his pretty impressive speed. Okay, so the play starts to unfold and he sees the backer rushing to go try to play contain and keep him from bouncing further outside. So what does he do except cut back inside, then high steps through a tackle that would have limited the gain to just a 1st down, but ultimately gets hawked down by a safety in Preston Zachman all the way at the 1-yard line. But this is why you have to diversify your rushes, because really this led to a score that gave Western Michigan a lead in a game that ultimately was decided by a muffed punt and could have been the upset of the weekend. And this play helped make that happen, and I love it for the Broncos.
Look at this! It's Domsky trying to get to the house.